Hello and welcome back to Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. This week we're going to do yet another quintessential cask finished whiskey. Stay with me as we go over another great whiskey and a cocktail. Hello and welcome back. This is Alan from Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. Last week and the week before I had on a shirt from The Angry Astronaut, and what the heck, I decided I'll stick with a space theme and put on one of the Star Trek shirts. Yes, I really do like space stuff. Haven't really talked about that in any of the videos yet, but definitely I do like sci-fi and information about what's going on with space exploration. And so now you know a little bit more about me. Share something about you in the comments so I can know you a little bit better. So last week we did the quintessential that was finished in an Amontillado cask, and it was a really good whiskey. Again, these quintessential whiskeys are ones that are made with their single grain, and they're made with barley, and they have just a lot of different expressions, basically different finishes and such. And you can always find, especially if you're in Iowa, you can always find something different from Cedar Ridge. They got a very broad range of things in their basic bourbons, and they have a few ryes, and they have this quintessential line, which is again a single malt, and it's made with barley, and definitely I enjoy these whiskeys. These are something that you'll want to get a hold of and try. I think you'll enjoy them very much. So this one, and here I forgot to open it up before I started the video, but this one is finished in a Tawny Port Cask. And the details on that is that it's a Single Cask Selection, first aged in Cedar Ridge ex-bourbon barrels, or bourbon casks, and then finished, in this case, in a Tawny Port Cask from Portugal. Let that air for a moment before we pour it, but this comes in at 58.85 ABV, which is 117.7. That's in the basic range of most of these. These quintessentials that are finished in different barrels, they're usually from 109 to low 120s, and that tends to be their spot. So this one is right in the middle of that at 117.7. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick test of this to see what we think. And this, I think that the last week's one kind of spoiled me because the smells on that and the taste on that was very, very direct. But this, it's lighter smell. You get that barley Quintessential whiskey, Quintessential being their name brand. You get the odor of that in here, but at the higher ABV. Maybe some. I assume Tawny Port is like a grape type of port finished type of wine. You get a little bit of that. Not nearly as strong a smell as the last week's, but let's give this a taste and see what we think. Definitely, you get that wine flavoring from the barrel, and it's pretty prevalent. So definitely you have the barley and those tastes that are coming off of their quintessential line. But that finish, that Tawny Port finish, although I don't think that this is as good as that Amontillado one. This is still pretty good, and I wouldn't pass this up if someone handed it to me. And third sip, definitely it's getting better. These have a long finish, and you're definitely getting that. I'm not getting. I think I had a little bit more of a bite off of the proof on the other one, and it's only 2 proof points higher. But this one, it's just I hate to use the word smooth, but it's definitely an easy on the palate, easy on the throat. It's not gonna give you a burn. So very good and a nice sipper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a cocktail that I found. I went out and I looked for cocktails that were American single malt based. And so I kind of modified these a little bit because some of them were American single malt, some of them were probably just single malt, and which likely would be more of a Scotch. But this one I think actually called out for American single malt. So what it has is adding all the ingredients into a mixing glass with ice and stirring. So what we'll do is we'll start with some ice. Then, and this one was written in parts, so we'll just take parts as being ounces. So we got 2 parts or 2 ounces. 2 ounces of the American single malt, and in this case it's the Tawny Port Cask finish. Half part apple syrup. Didn't have apple syrup, thought could use apple juice, but that's got sugars in it. I thought this was something that we picked up in Austria when we were there. It's an apple schnapps. So I thought I'd use the apple schnapps. And so that's going to get a little more alcohol, but this was a little on the sweet side. I have no idea what the carb count in this is. And that's unfortunate, but I don't think it would be too high. So we'll just, for the apple flavor, we'll put that in there. And you probably could use juice. A syrup would be sweetened. So if it's not sweet enough, I've got a little bit of Splenda that I might add, but hopefully that won't be necessary. So then Benedictine, that's Dom Benedictine is what can usually find in the liquor stores. There's another thing that's half Benedictine and half something else, and I can't remember what that is. But the and Benedictine is a liqueur. Again, I'll try to dig up the amount of carbs in this offline and put that in the description, which you'll find the recipes and information in the description. So definitely look in the description and definitely comment and let me know what you think. But so the Benedictine, and then this is kind of a it's been a while since I used this, but I think it's got more of a kind of an anise type of flavor. And there's very little of it in there, so it's a stronger liqueur. And then 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters, and definitely don't use Angostura instead of Peychaud's when it calls for Peychaud's, because Peychaud's has a very, very different taste than Angostura. And most things call for Angostura, but the ones that call for Peychaud's is the ones that you should use it for. Plus, it gives a little bit of red tinge. But that is all you put in there. And then once this cools, you strain this into a coupe or a Nick and Nora glass. And I don't have Nick and Nora, and I'm not even sure if what I have is truly a coupe glass, but it's what I use. And that's got that little bit of a red tint, and it looks nice. So that is, and I forgot to tell you the name of it. The name of this was A Canadian Orchard in Manhattan. And that's the orchard part is, of course, from the apples. And you're supposed to garnish this with an apple fan, but I don't want to cut up an apple and use that as the garnish. That's just for looks anyway. And then, of course, the apple would give you a little more of the odors, but the apple, I think the apple in the Schnapps is going to do just fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. You might want to put a little bit of Splenda in there to sweeten it up, but for me, that's perfect. Not high, not very much sugar at all. A little bit of sweetness from what you get out of the Schnapps, which is not highly sweet, but it's a little bit sweet, and that has a decent taste. I think that this is something you might like, and definitely, if you like finished single malts, try to find this or one of the other ones that I'm doing here next week and this week and the week before, because the things that Cedar Ridge puts out, I've not found anything that I didn't like. Of course, some I like better than others, but definitely these are all good. So you'll have their contact information or website. I'll put that in the description. It's also should have appeared on the video at some point, and you can contact them, see if they have this in stock and able to order it. Otherwise, search for it and see if you can get it, because I think it's definitely worth getting. And with that, that's all I have for this week. And I do ask you to check out the description for all the information that we've gone over, and for links to Cedar Ridge and any other information that I happen to put down there, as well as anything that I can find for carbs in the Benedictine. I don't have it for the Schnapps, I know, because that's not something you can find online. I picked that up overseas. But definitely, I'm going to get as much of that information in there as possible, and I may put it in the text that comes above the screen as I'm going through this. But check out the description. Do please like and subscribe, and share this with your friends, and provide comments so I know what you like and don't like, and do all those great things. Doing that, it just takes you a split second to click on that stuff, and it does help build the numbers for viewership, so that hopefully these videos will start getting pushed out to more people. Because I think that learning about these different cocktails and how many carbs are in them, that's good for a lot of people. And if you don't care about the carbs, then just try the drinks. They're all pretty good. So with that, I'm glad that you came to see this week, and I'm asking you to have a great day and a great week, and to come back next week for yet another video. Thank you, and have a good evening.